Welcome everyone to McGowan's of Fisper's favourite football podcast, the Onlyfanz Football Podcast. On this week's podcast, Cran details what life is like when you get Sean Dyche, as he discusses the greatness of the Divock Origi substitution in defeat in East London. The lads discuss Delia Smith and wrongful managerial terminations. We hope you enjoy the podcast wherever you're listening, and be sure to follow our Instagram, Spotify, YouTube and Twitter. Take it easy.
My spidey senses tell me this is gonna get fucking tasty, baby.
I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
There's a slice of cheese with Nico Giantsopoulos.
I have a dream.
Arnie, cut!
Bardler.
The fella in the green and white shirt.
The guys up in the joy have asked to be put back in their cells.
If you stop waffling, we might get some work done.
He has the goop, lad. He has the goop, lad.
Get out! Get out, Man United!
Origi!
Torres to give Chelsea a place in the Shane Long has done it!
Let me add a little bit of spice to that.
Is he your fucking space?
My grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike.
I think I'm a special one.
I'm the normal one.
I never knew Stoke were that good.
Oh,
hello everyone and welcome to episode number 14 now of the Onlyfanz Football Podcast. We're joined live by the Milan derby. Here we are, AC Milan versus Inter. Inter have a penalty, 10th minute of the game. Çalhanoğlu about to score.
it's his former club as well.
Yeah.
Say he's going to celebrate. He better not fucking bottle it. Can you handle it? A lot of dead air in the Onlyfanz Football Podcast. Kick off the show. Çalhanoğlu.
Oh,
he scored. Is he going to celebrate though? What's he going to do?
He is going to celebrate.
What's he going to do? Inter Milan 1, AC Milan 0.
Will we mute it?
Yeah, I'll lower the telly down, but the remote's there beside you. Welcome everybody to this week's podcast. Anyways, Cran, how are you?
That was a great way to start, I think.
Yeah, a bit different, wasn't it, this week? A bit of intensity. But you know what? We can actually name the episode the Hakan Çalhanoğlu.
Ah.
There you go, episode 14. Title in the books. You love to see it. But yeah, Cran, how was your week?
Well,
you may as well get right into it.
Well, I suppose, yeah. It's been an eventful week. I think our night out was the cap of our week.
Yeah.
Well, my week anyway.
Freedom night for me.
But on the way here, I was actually stuck in traffic, and the Bows game was on.
Yeah, I think they won, didn't they?
Quick shout out to Bows, beating Drogheda at home 2-1.
2-1.
Do you know Andy Lyons, the right back?
Yeah.
He was just walking home from the game, and I seen him in the car, and I sort of looked him dead in the eyes, and I was like,
did you wink at him?
I rolled in the window and I said, follow the Onlyfanz Football Podcast on Instagram and Twitter, and follow all the socials as
and
well.
He said, fuck off, leave me alone. Yeah, quick show for Bows on. It's good to get to the final, isn't it?
Ah, yeah, it was great. Great.
It's almost like a great football mind said that they get to the final back in August when we started this podcast.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's fair play to Bows anyways. I think they'll probably win it as well against Pats.
And actually, quick show for while we're starting the episode, we'll talk about the new Shells manager.
Duffer.
Duffer, yeah. What do you think of that?
Nah. Shells are up the duff. I love it, man. Do you know what it is, right? A few of the lads, one of the lads, Brady, put into the chat the other day. He was like, what do you think about this, Adsy? And look, at the apprehension's real, because you look at Duffer, one of Ireland's greatest players, definitely probably Ireland's best technical player ever. He has little to no managerial experience, and I do think it's a good starting point for him with Shells. You know, he's been with the under-17s. The under-17s won a title yesterday as well. That's his first trophy with Shells.
No way.
But yeah, it's a bit of a mad appointment. The apprehension's real, but do you know what it is? Champagne Shells. We're back, baby. We're back. I feel like Rio Ferdinand back in Ollie, and it's probably going to end the way this is ending with Ollie. But yeah, look, I'm happy with the appointment. You have to give him time.
That should be your own brand of beer. Champagne
Shells.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, I'm interested to see what Duff does. It could go very well or it could go very bad.
And
This is how football works sometimes, you know.
What do you think of Morris getting let go or whatever he was?
Yeah, it's a bit of a mad one because I'm not Ian's biggest fan in general. Like, he's a lovely fella. I've had no bad interactions with him. He's a nice bloke. His football can be hard to watch at times. It can be very frustrating to watch sometimes, but it gets results. You know what I mean? He got us up in 2019. Last season with COVID, it's very hard to judge anything on COVID because it was half a season. Like Rovers won the league with 18 games.
Yeah,
that's not right. You know what I mean? No more than Shell's getting relegated after 18 games is. I think it's a bit harsh. I'd have given him the start the next season. I'd have given him time to see what he could do because he got us up twice. But look, they've decided to part ways, and we have Duff now. So let's see what Damo can do, and hopefully it's good. You know, I'm looking forward to it. Up the Duff, shells are up the Duff. And it'd be interesting to see who he brings in because he's a big name. He can bring in big players.
Imagine it was just because of his history at Chelsea, he just brought in, like, I don't know, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank as assistant manager of Shells. Or, I don't know, Gianfranco Zola just comes in.
It's looking like it's going to be Joey O'Brien. Do you know what? To be honest, I'm looking forward to friendlies with Roma and Jose come to talk. Tomori scored! No, it is Tomori, isn't it? It is.
Oh, it's bittersweet.
For Kyle Tomori, man. I'm telling you now, the Milan derby's always fucking lethal. This is why I said recorded when this is on. They're always class, man. Poor marking by Inter. Let's move on from Duffer. We went to McGowan's. Your debut in McGowan's on Friday night.
What a debut.
What a debut indeed. What did you think?
I'll put it in my top 5 debuts.
Anyways, myself, Dave, Rory, Senan, we were ridded of COVID. We survived. We went to the barbers, back to the scene of the crime, and watched who was playing? Southampton and Villa, was it?
Yeah, we'll talk about that a bit later. Well, briefly because it was shite, but
yeah. And then we went to McGowan's afterwards.
And the sing song was had in the barbers.
In the barbers, yeah. They played begging. So the weirdest thing ever. So on Friday night, I put up the post of the Hall of Fame, and I tagged Madcon in it. Madcon of begging fame. And they seen the post, they seen the story on Instagram, to which me and Cran sent them voice notes and all. I'm not going to play them now. But they didn't get back to us, of course. Why would they? A fucking football fancast podcast of two spoofers who have cocktails and music in our Hall of Fame. And now, I hate to break to you, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but Pellegrini lost to the Buffalo chicken chips. I'm really sorry. So we now have food, a baker, a song, a cocktail, and mediocre footballers in our Hall of Fame. So yeah, man can't say that. Then we went to McGowan's. Good crack now, to be fair. McGowan's is usually hit and miss usually.
But I want to start with the Liverpool and West Ham game.
Yeah.
Because I think that was the biggest scalp of the weekend, definitely for West Ham anyway. And quick shout out to Fred, my dad's mate, who was a lifetime West Ham supporter.
Fred, he actually sounds like he's from East London.
He sounds like he's Brazilian and plays for United. But no, he genuinely, I'd say he's in ecstasy right now. He's out with my dad. My dad was actually out watching that with him.
Oh, dead right.
So I'd say it was a great occasion.
I'd say your uncle is a United supporter as well, so I'd say they're having a great time. But yeah, the game itself, man. I put it into the chat early on, and I said this game is giving me mad Liverpool versus Hull vibes around Christmas. And what I mean by that is we played Hull a couple of seasons ago, and I think they beat us 3-1, funny enough, or 3-2 in the KC Stadium. I don't know, I just felt uneasy from the beginning of the game. And look, West Ham are a great team, so I haven't got too many problems with losing to them. It's probably the manner in which we lost, in the sense of Alisson was very, very poor. Very poor through.
Oh, it's three goals were caused by Alisson.
I wouldn't say they were caused by him, but he definitely didn't help. Didn't come himself in glory. Like, I mean, the first goal comes in from a corner for, I think it was it Ben Rama that took it?
Oh, it was Fornals.
Fornals that took it, and he actually had a good game. Look, what I will say is you've definitely seen them given. You've definitely seen free kicks given for it, but the fact that he just completely misses the ball didn't help himself at all. So 1-0 to West Ham. I have notes written down here actually, and one of the notes I have written is Jota's mustache. I'm just loaded laughing because I fucking found it hilarious. We're all doing Movember. Look at Grow and Mo, support the bros. We get into Cresswell real quick. I thought it was a red. I think it's reckless. I think if Holgate gets sent off for his, then Cresswell has to get sent off for his challenge. And they're very similar. Look, he's over the ball, and it's reckless without being vicious. But you can be reckless. Like, reckless means it's not meant to happen. You know what I mean? Like,
I think
he's out of control, and he was out of control.
It could have went either way. I was looking at it and VAR, and I was thinking, oh Jesus, that could be a red now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, it was like it could have went 50-50.
Well, I just think the thing with it is when he challenged the way he challenged, especially given how the Premier League's been this season, usually it's you're given a red for that, you know.
Yeah.
So I thought he was a bit lucky to stay on, but again, you move on from that, and
Trent's free kick.
Yeah, lovely, wasn't it?
Oh, I loved it. It was
well worked.
Very clever how I think it was Salah just
Yeah.
rolled it past, so there was only one man to beat in the wall.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing that we've really been good at. But that's what happened there with Trent and Salah. It's very streetwise, you know what I mean. And I do think that's something that we're kind of losing at the minute, is a bit of that streetwise, because even with Alisson and the lads at the corner, why isn't Van Dijk and Fabinho going over and, you know, putting their not their foot in, but putting their body in front of Antonio, like blocking what he's doing to Alisson and Ogbonna? And we're kind of losing that bit of streetwise about us. That's what made us so good in all those years. And look, this is only a blip. I'm generally not too worried about it. I have written down here, this is at 1-1. I have written down. Oh, hold on, Darmian.
Penalty again.
That's a penalty. What is Tamari doing?
Why does Darmian look like, I don't know?
He looks like James Shannon.
Slim Jim. A mix between James Shannon and Keanu Reeves or something. I don't know.
Antonio goes through on goal, and I think it was Rory that put this into chat, and Dave said it as well, funny enough. He goes, "Jeez, Antonio, he could have scored." Like, Rory just goes, "Jeez, Antonio's he's after getting a loan of Lukaku's Timberlands there." We'll do it. Lautaro to take.
He saved it. Why did he leave Çalhanoğlu on the penalty? Adzi. I'm snapping at that.
This is fucking gas.
Why wouldn't you leave Çalhanoğlu?
This is great content, you know that?
Yeah. But we're about 26 minutes into the Milan derby. 1-1. What a game.
1-1. It's been great. Yeah, like Fornals' goal, he just walks through the whole midfield. Like, it was as if they weren't there. And look, to be fair, the defence doesn't do much of a job. And then when it gets to Alisson's poor as well. And then the corner to make a 3-1 with Zuma. And it was as if, and I'll be honest with you, and I don't know whether you'll agree with me, West Ham in the first half were non-existent. In the second half, up till they got the third goal, they were great. And then after that, they weren't. By like laws of proxy, you would say Liverpool are on top for 3/4 of the game. But that quarter of the game that West Ham were on top, they just went in, got 2 goals, and that was it. You can't begrudge them of getting an early goal and not doing anything. And even on the counter, they look quite threatening as well. You know what I mean? It was lovely of Divock to get a goal, by the way. I love Divock Origi. I really love you, Divock. I hope you're listening. No, it was a great goal.
He loves you too.
It was a great finish, actually. But the thing that really frustrated me was there was no urgency after the goal, and it felt like when Brighton went 2-2 last week. Brighton went 2-2. We didn't really create anything after that, so it's frustrating in a sense. But West Ham, look at, for me, we're fully deserving of it. We just didn't turn up today. But it's not. It's nowhere near as bad as what it could have been. So there's a lot to be.
I was going to say,
be taken for that. You know.
I was going to say, I think Liverpool on the wings. You have a lot of threat on the wings. You have Salah, Mane. You have Trent Alexander-Arnold. You have Robertson going down the flanks. Yeah. West Ham. If I'm West Ham now, I see them. I'm like, they're the main threats. We're expecting everything out wide. What is there in the middle? Where's the threat going?
That's the point. You're after making the point yourself, is the main threats are on the wings.
Yeah, but
so the fact that they're on the wings, yeah, but we don't play through the middle. We play on the wing. So that's why what you're saying. Like, our midfield is based on work rate. It is. That's what it's based on. It's based on a press, and it's based on
against a team like West Ham. You need someone who can, play differently. You need someone down the middle, and maybe that's why you brought on Thiago, but Thiago didn't work today.
Well, I think that's a bit harsh, to be fair.
Well, you were 2-0 down already. Well,
we're 2-1 down.
You were 2-1 down.
2-1 at the time.
3-1 down, was it?
No, it was 2-1, and then he came on as 3-1. I think that's a bit of a harsh indictment on.
But do you see what the point I'm making?
Fabinho especially is Fabinho's not on the team to be their creative player. Henderson's not either. It's the third man is Chamberlain. So you're looking at Chamberlain more than Fabinho and Henderson, in the sense that Fabinho and Henderson are in the team for a certain role, and that role isn't to create. when you have a player like Trent, like there was large portions of the game where Trent came infield and was playing in midfield. He's the creative player that we have. So there's ways of working around it. I do agree. I do think the midfield is probably our biggest problem. But I don't think the game hinged on the midfield. I think the game hinged on, like, you could look at certain moments where Cresswell could have been sent off. Could that have changed the game? Probably would have. At 1-1, Mane has a chance and he hits that Fabianski. You know what I mean? It could have been 2-1. It could have been 2-1. You know what I mean? He could have created more after Origi's goal, and even at that, Mane had a chance to make it 3-3.
The point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like West Ham won it in moments. They had that game plan. They followed it through, and they were great, and they deserved to win. I have no problem with it at all.
Right. The 12:30 kickoff. Oh, we moved from one entertaining.
What about the Friday night kickoff?
Oh yeah, the Friday night. Oh, I don't want to talk about this stuff. This was like McGowan Town prelims or whatever the fuck it was.
It was like the shit fights before the main card of the UFC, wasn't it? It was bleeding awful. The goal was great, by the way, by Armstrong.
The sing song was great.
Singing Madcon was probably the highlight of the night, to be fair.
But Armstrong was at the first minute or something he scored, and then that was it.
Yeah, it was nothing
but we just not speak about the rest. Oh yeah, Dean Smith
got sacked. Yeah.
We have to talk about
this is one of the funny things, and I'll say about United when we're talking about United. Like, Aston Villa, it's so poor. So bad. I'm delighted for him as well. He's a bit of a prick. Yeah, he hasn't been great this year.
I know it would be gas if Dean Smith just got sacked today and he just gets the Norwich job. That'd be just like, what?
Oh, wow. Yeah, we'll have to talk about that as well, won't we?
Yeah, that was Southampton Villa. It was a bit of a shite game, wasn't it?
Oh, a bit. A bit has been nice. It was a terribly shit game.
I was sober watching it as well. It was even worse. Yeah, 12:30 kickoff. United against City. I'm sick and tired of talking about Ollie, to be honest. Like, just put him out of his misery.
It was just pure City dominance. Yeah. It was pure domination. And I seen a funny tweet, and it was like Liverpool were what's the word? Were torturing the Man United by pummeling them, while Man City are torturing Man United with like 1,000 cuts or something. So they're like letting them bleed out, or one cut even, and then just letting them bleed out. Yeah, United are really poor, really poor. Sean Maguire are fucking shite, man. Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw.
Harry Shaw.
They're so bad. Like, I mean, Maguire was so poor all game.
City basically just passed them to death and won, wasn't that?
Yeah. Cancelo was great as well all game. I'd say he's the second best fullback in the league.
Yeah.
That's how good he's been. I think he has 8 assists. Like, he's reaching Trent's levels of Trent's vibes. Trent's levels of assists. I have written here Gary Neville's point to Guinness on Instagram. I don't know what he's seen it. It was awful. It was come here.
And I'm sure he was like on Instagram, oh, this is lovely.
Yeah. It was like, it's that time. I was like, Gary. Oh, Gary. It's like Roy Keane. It was about as good as United's defence. That's how bad the fucking Guinness was. There was no head on it. It was settling, so the point didn't even look that great.
I love
it didn't look creamy. It looked watery. It looked like a point of Morphe's, to be honest with you. It didn't look nice at all. I have written here, and you might like this, Man United are an abomination. Villa win at Old Trafford. They've lost every game since. Everton draw at Old Trafford, and they haven't won a game since.
Oh my God.
So what does that say about United?
Yeah.
Smith has been sacked. Rafa is... Look, I don't want Rafa to get sacked, to be fair. But yeah, in Man United, they're just an abomination.
I love that for me, a bit of empathy.
What?
I don't want Rafa to be sacked, to be fair.
I like Rafa.
Yeah.
He's a club legend, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. How long do you reckon Ollie would last now? Do you think he'll last the next game, or do you think he's done on Monday?
I think he's gonna win the next game and get a lifetime contract. I don't know how long he's gonna last. He'll last as long. Look at United have a few tough fixtures now. Come like after the international break, and one of the things I was reading about was that they didn't want to sack Solskjaer and get a new manager in for them to have all these tough games. So the likes of Liverpool, Spurs, City, Atalanta, for them to have those tough games and for them to lose. He'll be sacked by my birthday. So you can end
I think that's it.
The 3 o'clockers, Cran. What have you got for me? Your rivals
are
now more Burnley. This is what happens when Ross Barkley starts a game of football. By the way,
I don't want to hear it.
I feel like
I don't want to hear.
I'll be honest, right?
No.
I feel like he's kind of disrespected Burnley a bit. Oh,
Lataro.
Yeah, I feel like he's kind of disrespected Burnley a bit by this team selection. I'll let you take it away.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll start with the positives. I thought Havertz was very good. I loved how I think it was Dwight McNeil, the prick, pushed him into the fans. He tumbled into the stanchion or whatever.
I seen it.
Banner.
He
tumbled into that, and then like he had grazes all over his knee. He was proper beat up after it. And I'm just like, I fucking hate Burnley.
Ben Mee of Burnley broke up Joe Gomez a couple of years ago, and I think he broke his leg or something. And Sean Dyche described it as that's football. No, mate, that's going out to injure someone. Yeah, but I can understand.
It's the way they do business, I suppose. But Havertz, 3 minutes later, scored, and I just thought, that's one way to bounce back. A good header, bottom right hand corner, and then obviously, I don't think Burnley were really in the game, to be honest. I watched the second half.
I actually thought they were alright, man.
They were good. They were good for the.
I had the whole game on. I thought throughout they actually looked quite dangerous.
They were good. The performance was good from them, but if we got the second goal, if Callum Hudson-Odoi buries that's 2-0.
Barkley had a good chance.
Barkley fucking skied it into Rose.
I thought it was a great chance.
Pope
was good, by the way.
Anyone else would have
Pope had a few good saves in that game. He done well in that game. I thought Pope.
Pope.
Nick Pope. He's an anomaly.
The next Pope, maybe. Who knows?
Papa Francesco. No, I actually, to be fair to Burnley, I'll be honest with you, I thought they looked dangerous enough. I thought Cornet has added a new dimension to them as well.
It's just the way you're praising Burnley as well. Go on. Talk about Burnley.
No, the goal was good as well.
Right,
the build of play for the goal was good, and it was a good goal. I just thought Burnley were good. Burnley were very good. I thought they were fully deserving of a point. Did they have a chance? It was more like a half chance. And I think it was Rodriguez, and he just decided to stop running, and then Chelsea got the ball back and he went on the attack themselves. Look, I wouldn't be too down beat by. They're 4 points clear. Yeah. So what's the point? Like you seem frustrated to me.
It's not.
You seem more frustrated with that result than I am with the West Ham result.
I think the reason why I'm frustrated is because I know there's tougher games ahead, and that was the chance to go 9 out of 9, and that was Norwich, Newcastle, Burnley. That's the chance to that. And now I know we have United coming up. Might have a new manager. We have.
I wouldn't worry about United.
I think we have the Hammers coming up. There's some difficult games coming up. You know what I mean? So it's like that's your chance to get another 3 points. That's your chance to get a bit of breathing room at the top.
Yeah.
And you throw away that chance. And to be fair to Burnley, they were on our case the whole game. And they have their own sort of way of doing things. They have an attitude about them.
Like I said about the West Ham game, games hinge on moments. That game went from 1-0, could have went from 1-0 to 2-0 really quick, and instead it went 1-0. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes.
But you're dead right about us giving or not showing respect, because why is Barkley playing in the first place?
Yeah.
You have Loftus-Cheek who's in great form.
Mount as well. Mount was on the bench. And like, the thing is as well, an international break is coming up, so why wasn't Mount starting? Now I know Mount hasn't been great in general, but
he's sick.
He gets a hat-trick against Norwich.
He's sick. Sean Dyche put laxatives in his water. I don't know. Anyway, a 3 o'clock game. Let's move on. We have. Look, I'll run through these quickly. I think it was Crystal Palace 2, Wolves 0. Goals from Wilf Zaha and Conor Gallagher.
Great goal by Zaha, by the way.
Was it? Yeah.
Lovely pass by McCarthy, and lovely finish by Zaha. Yeah, look, Palace have been great.
Zaha. It was the Haaland song.
Zaha. Yeah, it doesn't really work, does it? You could maybe sing Voulez-vous by ABBA with that. Voulez-vous, Zaha, running down the wing, Zaha. He was very good. Look at McCarthy's a stalwart for Palace, isn't he? It was a great pass by him. Hint of offside, but he wasn't. Wolves offered absolutely nothing. They were really poor. They offered nothing, and look, that was it really. That's the game. 2-0 Palace.
Nothing else to say. Norwich. This is funny. Norwich 2, Brentford 1.
Thomas Frank, you've let us down, mate. Thomas Frank, you've let. I'm very disappointed. You have let us down today, my friend. You've given Norwich a win, and quite frankly, I'm disgusted. Do you get it? Quite frankly, I am disgusted.
I have to echo what Azzy's saying here. I wanted to tear into Norwich this weekend, and I still can now, by the way, because something happened.
Daniel fucker!
Oh, Daniel fuck! Oh no, my three little babies!
Oh no! Yeah, look at
they have blown the house down.
Norwich City have won a game of football. I literally have written here, Norwich have won a game and Farke is sacked. Ha 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 ha. You, what the fuck, like?
We fucking, what were we, fortune tellers last weekend when we were
Man,
talking about?
we were talking about last week. It was like, I don't want Farke to get sacked because Big Sam will get the job and he'll keep them up.
And he'll be drinking a pint of wine with
He'll be drinking a pint of wine. Do you know what? Dean Smith might be drinking a pint of wine with her. I don't understand the logic behind winning a game and sacking him. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a weird one.
That's what happened to Frank Lampard as well. When it was obviously a bit different, but I think he beat Preston in the FA Cup and he just got sacked. It was like 4-0 or something.
Yeah, but
that was strange.
Norman's goal was good. I don't know what he's saying that.
I didn't know.
Lovely dribble, lovely finish into the bottom corner. And he's actually been one of Norwich's better players this season, to be fair. I have written here, right? I don't know what he's saying the penalty given for Norwich, but it was Charlie Good who tackled Timu Pukki. And Pukki looked at the referee, he's like, well, that's a fucking penalty. And the referee's like, yeah. And Charlie Good, not so good. And he looked quite guilty. I love writing these puns, I swear. They just come to me. But yeah, he looks so guilty. I've never seen a more guilty man since O.J. Simpson after giving away the penalty. It was awful. And then Tim Krill, to be fair to him, Tim Krill was the real winner yesterday. 2-0 against Norgard. He saved two of Norgard's quite good chances, to be fair, from corners. And then, of course, typically shy from him, was awful for the goal for Henry. He just lets the ball go over his head and Henry just taps it in. But yeah, good win for Norwich. Brentford really let us down this weekend. I'm disgusted, to be honest with you. I'm fuming.
I'm fuming for Norwich as well. Yeah. And I'm fuming that Farke wasn't kept on the job. I think they're looking at Frank Lampard. What's the next manager, I think? He's Eden's money.
Jesus wept. Why would you give him a job?
Just move on.
Leave the memories alone.
Yeah, leave it out, Azzy. Brighton, Newcastle.
Giving it a big one. Classic lamps.
Fuck off. Potterball stalls, I have written here.
Oh, well, okay. Nice.
Potterball stalls. Goal from Trossard to make it 1-0.
Luciano.
Yeah. And also a goal, an equaliser from Isaac Hayden.
He sounds like he walks down little. Who is he like?
But the moment of the game came, I think his name is Robert Sanchez. He's the keeper.
Yeah, the most English Spanishman ever, isn't it? The most English Spaniard. What am I talking about?
He sounds like Ben Browerton Diaz. But yeah, Robert Sanchez comes out with his goal the 92nd minute. The Brighton keeper.
What was he thinking?
He was in my fantasy team as well, the prick.
Yeah, same. -1 points this week.
He just comes out and he just tackles Wilson and it's a red card.
Yeah, and he nearly got away with it. It looked fairly innocuous, like. Actually, did you see the video of Lyle Taylor Forrest? I don't know who they were against, but I think it was against Preston. And the Preston defenders like giving out about Taylor. And you know the typical like playground thing of ooh. Taylor just looks like him and was like ooh. And the Preston defender was fuming.
It's like something you do to me, Eddie.
Yeah, I've got to put in the Instagram post.
But yeah, Robert Sanchez ends up getting sent off. Brighton draw the game to Newcastle.
Yeah, 2 draws in a row. Turned up last week and they couldn't turn up against Newcastle.
The Sunday game. So oh no.
I can't believe you didn't recognise that there. The Sunday game, and then I literally did it. Like, fuck.
Here, Azzy, tell you what I do. I pretend to not say it.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You know you don't.
All right.
Don't lie to me. Don't lie.
Arsenal 1, Watford 0.
The Arsenal.
This is interesting. A goal from Emile Smith Rowe. Arsenal win the game 1-0. How's this happening? I don't know what you're laughing at. They're
You
2 points behind.
You looked at me so seriously there.
They're 2 points behind.
You looked at me so seriously and went, "This is interesting." Yeah, I have to say I'm a massive fan of his now. I have to say he's very good at dribbling on the ball and his finishing and his passing. They're all very good. They're very, like, it feels like he's way ahead of his years in terms of talent and age. And yeah, he's a joy to watch, really.
I thought it was gas as well. Danny Rose for the penalty.
Yeah,
he just stupid challenge.
Oh, he's an idiot. He's
worst.
a clown. He gave who was it that it was a Saka he jumped on?
Yeah,
he gave Saka a bulldog. I don't know if you're familiar with wrestling terms, but he gave him a bulldog. I was watching Leeds on Leicester when this was going on, and I was watching it on Super Sport of India's stream, and I kept lagging and buffering. Like, if I was still watching it now, it'd probably be in the 80th minute. That's how bad the stream was.
Yeah,
but yeah, good goal by Harvey Barnes, good goal by Rafinha. Sorry for cutting across the Arsenal chat.
I think it's better. It's better off this way.
Rafinha scored a good goal. He's a very good player. He's gonna look great in Liverpool's jersey next season. Barnes scored straight away afterwards. This is how the stream was. So Rafinha scored, right, and it was in like it was like a shit PowerPoint. He scored, and then stopped. Showed him celebrating. Stopped. Next, still on the screen was Harvey Barnes shooting. And it looked like the ball was going in. And then the next still was tip-off and it was 1-1. So I had to look at the goals online. But it was a great finish by Barnes. And shout out to Super Sport of India. Your stream was fucking shit.
Why are you shouting them out then?
Oh, I'm defamation of character. That's
okay, yeah. Are they going to sue you though?
No, probably not.
Tell you who might sue you. Sorry.
No, we can't bring them up yet. We have one more game. The last game.
Sorry. I completely forgot who it was. Oh yeah, I have an Everton fan in work. It was like, I'm running home to watch the Everton now, and I was sort of like, God rest you, mate. Or sorry, not God rest you, God help you.
Jeez, what happened to him? Did he get hit by a bus on the way home or something?
He's watching Everton. But this ended up finishing 0-0, and I think the most interesting
cracking game of football. 0-0 to the Everton.
The most interesting thing about this game was Stephen Kelly, who was commentating on it on Sky Sports.
Fair play to him.
Yeah.
I don't know how he got the job, but we're not going to get into it.
Moving on up now.
You know what? He's actually good. Stephen Kelly's actually good on RTE.
Yeah,
he's a good commentator. Now I don't know what he was like on Sky Sports today, but he was. He just be good on RTE.
He got one of the worst games to watch, honestly.
Oh God, come here, look at. It's always a bad game when everything's involved.
But yeah, Conte's first game starts with 0-0.
Yeah, you're on Conte watch.
And we'll finish up. I'll wrap it up with the top 4. Sorry, Eddie.
It's alright.
Actually, top 5. Interesting. Tight race. I think United are 6th at 17 points. Arsenal have moved to 5th. This is what's interesting about Arsenal, you know.
Yeah, Arsenal.
We're talking shit about them and now they're 5th. 20 points for Arsenal at 5th. Liverpool 4th with 22. Damas 23 now.
I forever blowing bubbles. Yeah, look, come here. West Ham have been great this season. I've no qualms with that. Fair play to Moisey.
Yeah, Moisey. Proving everyone wrong. 2nd, City 23. West Ham 11 points with City and now only 3 off Chelsea at 26. It's very tight heading into that international break. I love when it's bunched like this.
Well, this is the thing with the international breaks. Sorry to prolong this, but the thing with the international breaks, especially early on in the season, is that because there's one in September, October, November, it breaks up. Like this, for me, anyways, the season hasn't really started yet.
Yeah.
So when after this international break, the next one's not until March. So this is where the season's won and lost now. Is this period, and this is when you're gonna see who's up for it and who's not. Personally speaking, I hope that's the top 4 at the end of the season. I think that'd be great crack. I hope we're top of the league now, but I hope that's the top 4. Yeah. But yeah. Who was your God of the Week, Cran, actually?
My God of the Week, I think I'm going to give it to Fourteenth.
Yeah, he was great today, to be fair.
I really enjoyed his performance today.
Yeah, my God of the Week is Sean Dyche. To look at, he got the team. Oh, that's a handball. The second half of the Milan derby was kicked off, by the way, for people. He got the way he got his team to perform yesterday was very good, and it's commendable, to be fair to him. So yeah, I think Sean Dyche for me God of the Week.
Yeah.
Your goal of the week, Mr. Cran McGrath.
I'm going to give it to Trent. I really enjoyed that goal.
Yeah, it was a great goal. And look, I'll be honest with you, and I'm not piss boiling here when I say it, but I'm giving my goal of the week to Burnley. I actually thought it was a great goal.
I'm gonna have to take a break after this segment, particularly because I'm about to headbutt the wall here. Right. No, I'm only joking.
It's okay.
You can piss boil me if you want. I was the most patient in the world, Adzi.
No, you don't really do.
Oh.
Do you know where I was last night, Cran? I went on a little drive last night. What's going on?
Where were you?
I was in. Myself, Dave, and Cottle went for a drive last night, around 7 o'clock. We went for a drive as far as Hout, and we took a trip to Bischoff's of Hout.
Oh, I don't know where this is going.
Very nice. And I had their special. I had Bischoff's special in Hout.
And the special was?
This fella Ronaldo is a cod.
And our cod of the week this week is
Daniel Farke.
Daniel Farke and his 3 little piggies of Norwich. They got the 3 points.
What a result.
And Delia Smith was looking at the game, drinking a glass of Chardonnay, thinking, I have to sack this man for whatever reason. And she sacks him after Norwich winning. And to be fair, it's probably a bit of a harsh critique to give him after winning the game, but Daniel Farke is
our cod of the week. And what she did give him was a bottle of white wine vinegar. What would you call it? A little parting gift, and it would steal you a special white wine vinegar. That's it.
Oh, Sebastian Haller, and welcome everybody to Euro Trash and Euro Treasure. Cran, your Euro Treasure this week.
We're back after a brief interval. I've got myself a coffee mug that says, and now to Roy and Mrs. O'Reilly from Father Ted. I'm going to give it to Paulo Gonçalves of Sporting Lisbon. He was absolutely brilliant for Sporting Lisbon.
Goncalves.
What a second goal he scored. And they beat Besiktas 4-0. I'm going to give it to him. Your Euro Treasure.
So my Euro Treasure this week comes from Sweden's Allsvenskan, as AIK won 3-0 against Östersunds FK, and on the score sheet for AIK was Zach Elbezawi, and it was his first goal for AIK, a young Irishman, and he's a cracking player.
What age is he?
I think he's only like 22. He's only a young fella, and he's not in the Ireland squad. Yeah, absolutely. I think he worked with Kenny before as well. And it frustrates me to no end because even Josh Cullen playing for Anderlecht in Belgium, that's a higher level than Championship, of course. I think, and anyways, he's playing Champions League football.
He's good.
I would argue that the Premier Division in Sweden is a high enough level to play for Ireland. And Elbazawi not in the squad. But that's neither here nor there. He got his first goal anyways for AIK. And yeah, he's a very promising talent. And hopefully he gets a shout at some stage. Your Euro Trash this week, Cran. Could you not have eaten that while we're on the break?
There's crumbs going everywhere as well.
I know, yeah.
Hold on. Sorry, I'm a bit of a fucking slob here. My Euro Trash comes from the Champions League again. And another bout of the goal show here. As I was watching Ajax play Dortmund. And I just see Dusan Tadic equalise, alright? He scores, he puts it in. And all you see is his legs clatter against the goalpost. Little did I know, instant replay.
Oh.
It's gone in the crown jewels.
Yeah.
The goalpost has hit him in the crown jewels.
Phil Bab job.
That's my Phil Bab job.
Oh.
That's my Euro Trash, Adzi. I think that was disgusting to watch. Anyway.
So my Euro Trash this week, Cran, comes from a league that we have a bit of a rivalry with at the moment. The Premier Division of Spain. La Liga. La Liga, the Premier Division of Spain. We put up a post last week on our Instagram, as we do. La Liga took it down. They actually took it down. They took down the goal that was scored by Winnie Owen for Athletic Bilbao against Sociedad. And yeah, the Spanish Premier Division, La Liga took down our post. So yeah, my Euro Trash this week comes from Barcelona and Celta Vigo's 3-3 draw They were losing 3-0 at half time. Ansu Fati, Sergio Busquets, and Memphis Depay with the goal for Barcelona. And then Aspas got a goal in the 52nd minute, followed by Nolito. Jesus, this is like the Premier League's worst bleeding players ever. Nolito with a goal in the 74th minute. And Aspas equalised in the 90th plus 6th minute. And you know what? We probably won't ever talk about the league again on this podcast.
Oh, wow.
I'll go as far as to say that.
Jesus. That's
Scum.
fair now.
Scum. So moving on now to our acclaimed Hall of Fame. This week, seen by Madcon.
Our infamous Hall of Fame.
Our infamous, famous, that one.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
Sponsored by Madcon.
Sponsored by Madcon's begging. I'm gonna nominate someone for us if that's okay with you.
I'll go for it.
I'm gonna nominate the new Shelbourne manager, Damien Duff, to the Onlyfanz Football Podcast Hall of Fame. What a suave man. He looked like he was
Up the duff.
up the duff. He looked like he was auditioning for a role in James Bond in a suit during the week.
He was looking suave now.
He looked like a Bond villain. And I sincerely hope he gets on well with Shells, and I'm looking forward to next season already. Your nomination this week, Fran.
Sorry, I don't think anything can compete with that except for
Dun dun dun!
McGowan's.
McGowntown, baby!
Now, this is free promotion for McGowan, so they better be paying us for this promotion.
I really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it as well.
I thought it was gas crack, like.
Yeah, but I would have liked to be more drunk at it now, in fairness.
Yeah, that's usually the best way to go.
I was very sober. But yeah, shout out to, not really shout out, but I'm nominating McGowan's against Damien Duff because honestly, I can't think of anything else.
I'm raging AC aren't wearing their away kit, by the way.
Oh, is that the pink one?
Oh, no, it's not. It's like the cream one.
Oh.
Custard cream.
I see custard cream and pink is the same thing. It's sort of...
Have you gotten your eyes checked recently?
It's apples and oranges.
I mean, what? I'm so confused.
It's oranges and oranges.
It's bananas and oranges. They're like completely different colours.
It's bananas and Daniel Farr. Sorry, I'm coming out with nonsense now. You get the point.
Standing over a free kick now is Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the Lion. What do you think of Zlatan, actually? I'm not his biggest fan.
Zlatan, he's very old.
Yeah, he wants to start acting his age. Cop on.
I think he'd be good. Do you know those ads? I think it's the Coors Light ads. I don't know what
Oh, yeah.
he'd be good in those.
Your man Van Damme.
Yeah, he should take... He almost scored.
So, we'll move on now to our Get It Out! Get out, Manchester! Shout out to Alberto Moreno. We might stick him in the Hall of Fame at one stage. This week's Get It Out, courtesy of a few people actually talking about managers. I think you said to me first, Cran, to go topic, like the topic of the week with Smith and Farker getting sacked, is managers who got sacked but didn't deserve to be sacked.
Yeah, and funny enough, you say Smith and Farker has been sacked. 5 managers already have been sacked this season, which I find baffling. We're 10 games in, 5 out of 20 managers have been sacked.
Yeah. It's a bit of a mad one, I think. To be fair, I think Bruce, the writing was on the wall. Farker, the writing was on the wall. It came a bit of a shock with the fact that they won a game and he was sacked. Smith, for me, should have been sacked.
I don't know now.
We're getting into it anyways. Do you want to kick us off with your number 5?
Number 5 is Jose Mourinho. The first time around at Chelsea. Lost a few games, got sacked. And I thought this was a horrendous decision. Considering he won, I think it was 2 leagues on the bounce. And then the following season he was doing shite in the Champions League. So Roman said, get out of our club. And, well, I don't know. Mourinho at the time was probably the best manager in the world. So I think letting him go was a bit of a mistake now. Other than Sir Alex, of course, sorry.
And then he went to Inter and won the treble. At that time, Roman's main aim was to win Champions League, wasn't it? So
yeah,
I think doing bad in the Champions League was the end of it for Jose. Oh my God.
I was fuming at that. I mean, I was only 6 years old, but I was fuming.
You're only 6?
Yeah, it was 2007.
What year were you born, man?
2007, I was born in 2000.
It was not 2008, no?
It was 2007, I believe. And then,
okay, so like September.
And Ancelotti came in. Or no, sorry. Avram came in. It was the 2000-2008 season. That was it.
Yeah. My number 5, and this is because I couldn't really think of many people, was Nuno Espirito Santos, at Spurs. I thought it was a bad appointment to start off with, and it was always going to end in tears. But I think it was harsh on him to be sacked because I think a lot of it hinged on the players being absolute dirt, rather than him being bad at his job. So yeah, I think Nuno was a bit hard done by getting sacked at Spurs.
Yeah, definitely. And by looks of it, they're still dirt because they're drawn to everything.
Well, to be fair, like I think in one way it was the right thing to do, but they dealt with it completely wrong, considering they could have gotten Conte in the summer and they just didn't give him what he wanted.
Oh wow!
I think it's a great appointment by Spurs to bring in Conte, and look at the Spurs players really have a lot to be blamed for, just as much as Santos for me. But yeah, Nuno a bit unfortunate there.
We're coming down to crunch time in this game. 88 minute. Milan on the attack. Kessie.
Give it.
Goal! Oh my god. My number 4 goes to Pochettino. For Spurs, he was the best thing that ever happened to Spurs. And I just sacked him. He got Spurs. No, hold on, Azzy. Let me say this for a minute. He got Spurs to a Champions League final.
The history of the Tottenham.
He got Tottenham Hotspur to a Champions League final. I was there watching it with my good mate Mossy from down the road in Ashington. I was there watching history, and it's never going to happen again, in my opinion.
Probably not in our lifetime. Hold on. I have Pochettino as number 1 on mine because I do think it was a real, like, you don't know how much you miss something until it's gone.
Yeah.
And I'll get onto it when we get onto it.
But he was the best thing that ever happened. You not agree? Like,
absolutely.
What he did to the club. Yeah. What he was doing.
He made chicken salad out of chicken shit.
It's wrong seeing him at PSG as well.
Yeah, it feels weird.
He's just. I felt like.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see him in a United dugout soon enough.
Wow.
But yeah, will I move on to my number 4?
Your number 4, Adzi.
My number 4 is Carlo Ancelotti for Chelsea. He was the first Chelsea manager to ever do a domestic double.
That's my number 2.
And in his second season, he got no silverware, done shit in Europe, and finished second. It was just harsh. I don't think he should have been sacked. I think, looking at it, it's very easy in hindsight to go, oh well, this should have happened. Chelsea are a sacking club, and it usually works for them. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like, a lot of clubs, like even Liverpool, for example,
they're following the model now. Everyone is.
Yeah.
I really hated that decision. Now that's the one I really hated the most. To be honest, Adzi. The season before was the best football Chelsea had ever played that I'd seen in my life until that point.
Yeah.
They're playing some champagne stuff. 8-0 against Wigan on the last day.
Chelsea.
It was one of the best squads we ever had.
Yeah, I remember.
I think they would have gone on to win more if they kept Ancelotti.
Yeah.
To be honest. But yeah, it was a ludicrous decision. And let's leave it at that. Yeah, my number 3 is Antonio Conte.
For Chelsea.
I was fuming at this as well. He won the FA Cup.
Did he not win the league as well?
He won the league, but he won the FA Cup the season he was sacked. Or he parted ways, so to speak. And I know Antonio Conte, he's a manager that wants to win. I still feel he was hard done by in the sense that, you know, he won the league the season previous. He could have went on to win the league the next season. He could have went on to do bits. But I think, the Europa League football screwed him over in the end.
Yeah.
But he still won a trophy like the season he was sacked. So to me, that makes no sense at all. And I was again fuming at that. That's Chelsea. You're number 3.
Yeah, I think this game will end the draw now. But my number 3 is Mick McCarthy. Mick McCarthy, when he got sacked in Wolves 2012. In fairness, they lost 5-1 to West Brom in a derby, and that's not acceptable in general. But Wolves sacked him without having a manager in place that they wanted to bring in.
I remember that. Yeah,
and they ended up getting relegated, and a lot of Wolves fans didn't want McCarthy sacked, and I remember a lot of Irish people being fuming about it because as well, obviously Mick McCarthy, like, the Irish people love him, but
legend. He
shouldn't have been sacked. And look, they probably would have still gone down, so it's hard to go, they shouldn't have been sacked. But yeah, probably a bit harsh on him being sacked on it. But yeah,
I think it was harsh on him not letting finishing the campaign in the Euros as well.
Oh yeah,
he's just a manager who gets wrongly sacked all the time. But full time in the AC Milan Inter game anyway.
1-1. You're number 2, Crad.
Hard done by twice. My number 2 is Carlo. So we've already gone past Carlo. I don't want to go through it again. Your number 2.
My number 2 is Louis van Gaal.
Louis van Gaal.
Louis van Gaal is my number 2.
That's mad.
Sacked in 2016 Literally, like, I think days after he won the FA Cup against Palace.
If only they were so ruthless with Ollie.
True. And that was the final that Pardew was dancing as well. Do you remember that final? So I was kind of happy that Palace lost that. But yeah, look at Van Gaal, bit of a meme as well. I remember, funny enough, myself, Dave and Rory, was when I was finishing school and I was signed up for college, whatever. And myself, Dave and Rory went to DCU. And what's the DCU sports bar called?
Oh, New Bar. Yeah. We
went in and Arsenal were playing Man United. We had a few games of pool and a few points. And in that game, that was the game that Van Gaal threw himself to the ground. So I've kind of always been endeared to him for that little story. So yeah, I think he was wrongly sacked. And look at, you could say the same about Moyes and even Jose to an extent.
Funny you say Moyes.
You're number 2.
My number 1, Adsy.
Oh,
is David Moyes.
Moyes.
This might sound a bit reactionary after what he's done today, but I just think surely you give him time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think at the time United were trying to.
But wasn't Fergie had a bad first season, didn't he?
I think Fergie had a bad couple of years. I don't think he was great from the start, but okay, football by that time had changed.
But the reason I say it, Adsy, the reason I'm saying Moyes is because they've given Ollie all the time in the world, and it looks now like it's not going to work out.
Oh, it's not going to work out.
What would have happened if they had given Moyes that time? That's my point, because you see it. I
think he still would have been in a contract as well by now. I think he signed like an 8-year contract.
Yeah. So
he still would have been in a job. Okay, Ollie's still in the job because he's a club legend. You know what I mean? And that's, look, there's nothing wrong with that. You can't. It's like when Lampard got sacked.
Yeah.
Like, I remember you being upset about it, but like, that's your heart over your head.
Yeah.
Lampard wasn't good enough for the job and he got sacked. Ollie's not good enough for the job and he will eventually get sacked.
That's what makes us human, though, Adsy.
No, that's it's all part of the game.
Right.
But that's why he hasn't been sacked yet. But that, like, it is what it is, you know. My number 1, as I said, is Pochettino, and I think I could see Pochettino in the United dugout soon. I know he's at PSG. I can just see him in the United dugout for whatever reason.
It's funny how we have all these conversations about managers, and it always ends up back at United because it's always the elephant in the room.
But it's because they're so poorly managed. You know what I mean? Like, if they were any way useful, it'd be completely different. You know what I mean? But they're not. They're poor. Ollie's poor. It's very hard to not talk about it. You know what I mean? Like put it this way, right? Chelsea drew this weekend with Burnley at home, 18th place Burnley. Yeah. We lost to Moyes' West Ham for them to go ahead of us. This is bad. Oh, this is awful. United lost 2-0 to City yesterday. They lost 5-0 to Liverpool the other week. Like, things could be so much worse, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And when you kind of take this context and perspective, like, football seems a lot more fun. So I'm delighted for United at the minute. But yeah, Pochettino wrongfully sacked from Spurs. Best thing they ever had. At least they don't have Alan Sugar on anymore.
I think this was a good episode.
I think this has been one of our most spoofiest spoofs of episodes, but it's been good.
I think we had a good chat here today.
Good debate.
Good talk. It's great being back in person again. Obviously, the last episode was on Zoom. I think I told the story to you about my lecture before.
Yeah.
I literally went on to a lecture once, and the lecturer was talking. Any questions? I go, excuse me, do you mind if this lecture just wasn't on Zoom anymore? Because frankly, I just hate Zoom. That's what I said. And
it went down well, didn't it?
No, it went down horribly. But yeah, that lecture's still on Zoom. It didn't really make it. But yeah,
they're gonna keep doing them on Zoom just to spite you now, you know that. So be sure to follow the Instagram,
follow the Spotify, follow everything you can. Really, to be honest, share it with your mate.
Follow Kieran home.
No, don't do that. But look, you've spread the word as well. That helps more than anything. Stay safe as well.
Yeah, look after yourself. Times they're getting better, but we're still in mad times, aren't we? Really.
I say a little prayer for you
forever and ever.
Oh God, how many songs have we sang on this?
Too many. I'm not singing an intro this week. I've had enough of the singing.
But yeah. Thanks everyone for listening, and we'll leave it there. So.